Welcome back, folks. The Dow Industrials are up 123. We get the Nasdaq up 16. S&P's up 3. Let's go over to our man, Mr. Teddy Kekstadt, as we do each and every Wednesday at 40 past the hour. You can find Teddy every trading day at forex-trading-unlocked.com. Teddy Kekstadt, what's happening, brother?
It's a cold day in Chicago, guys.
It's a cold day in Florida, man. It's 60 degrees.
No, 60.
Twisting the knife, man.
Oh, man, I'm telling you. You know, we were freezing, though.
Chicago cold's a different kind of cold, man. We know that's why we joke. Even compared to Boston, it's a different kind of cold.
We know Chicago cold.
It is.
Yeah. That lake, that cold weather coming off that lake,
too,
man.
that wind chill.
Totally. Hey, so currency-wise, where's the heat and where's the cold inside these currencies, man?
I think the heat's going to be coming off of Chairman Powell's speech that's coming up in another hour or so.
Yeah. So it's going to be intriguing as to, you know, I mean, I don't think we really can expect him to lay out what he's going to do in 2019. But I think the market is certainly looking. I mean, the dollar keeps running around this this area, the euro. I mean, the pound. They're all basically at kind of swing areas.
Right. Well, I agree with you that the speech today, I think, is not going to really have any indication of the next year. I think the biggest thing is the stress test on the U.S. banks because most likely they're going to pass with all flying colors for the most part, I believe. I don't think there's going to be any surprises. The surprises would be the things to watch because that would affect Brexit and the English banks especially.
Yes.
So as long as there's no hiccups or surprises with our banks, then things should be pretty smooth.
You know, when we take a look at this pound, I mean, it's hard to really, you know, I mean, I know that it's all about the news flow and, I mean, they're going to get this deal done or not.
Right.
But it doesn't...
We're kind of right at that lower level of the 127, right?
It is.
Yeah, it's just riding this low. Like the 127.50 is, I think, pretty much a pivot point.
Okay.
So, and I think that, like, besides the Powell speech right now, you kind of have to watch the dollar Swiss, which is floating right. I think it's right on parity now. It was trading below it before we started to speak.
Okay.
So, and if you've looked at the chart recently, it's kind of like there's a head and shoulders pattern forming. So I think that if the Swiss can rally strongly above parity and make a run for the highs, especially make new highs, well, obviously the dollar bull is raging, and you're going to probably see the dollar keep on marching forward through December up until the holidays. But if it fails, and especially if you look at the most recent low that we've rallied off in the dollar Swiss, if it takes that out, then I think you're going to see a big dollar slide and a major shift in all of the currencies versus the dollar for at least like a 2-week run.
Yeah. Well, it's so intriguing you're bringing this up because what happens, folks, at the end of the year, and this is where it's going to get really interesting, meaning that how much the banks need dollars at the end of the year. That's the bottom line. This is all worldwide, too. It's because of the dollar, there's so many dollar bonds that are out there. So it's going to be intriguing that how many dollars do they have right now, how much they need for the regulations.
I read that article you sent me a week or a couple weeks ago, and it becomes like an annual kind of rush for. So some people are positioning ahead of that rush, and maybe it's already flushed, or maybe there'll be a.
That's the big one. So you know, Teddy, how in the context of fundamentally, right? How does this work at the end of the year? You know, the banks need dollars, I guess, regulatory-wise, right? You know, the real question is, I guess, do they already have them? Or are they still going to be buying them in the next couple of weeks, right?
Yeah.
You know?
I think that it's already put in motion already.
Okay.
I think that the year end, actually, it's going to be already wrapped up in the bag already a couple of weeks ahead of time.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that would make sense, too, because if we were a big bank...
bankers want to be on vacation come the end of December.
Yeah, we would be worried about, okay, we need another $100 billion on our balance sheet.
Also, you got to remember, we're looking at the first year with this new tax law. I think you're going to have a lot of people, like you were talking, I think, in the last segment about how this rally, there's a lot of stocks that are down, especially big ones. People are taking profits because this is the first year end that they can take profits and be like, hey, we're not going to have to pay a penalty or not as much, correct?
Right.
So if you're going to, would you want to risk the next couple of weeks? I mean, a lot of fund managers, especially end of November, if you're doing well, are you going to blow your portfolio over the holidays for year end?
No, I agree. And in fact, a lot of them, unfortunately, already blew their portfolio because, you know, it's right when this market started down, I remember saying on the air, we had 59 days left, and I was talking about that then. If I was a portfolio manager, 59 days left, I'd take the money.
Yeah, because you had 10% almost.
You know what I mean? It's like, okay, man, that's not a lot. Because,
now you're negative for the year.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and it's a big number. And, you know, I was just saying to Tommy a little bit earlier, it's hard to comprehend that the S&P is, still basically flat up of 1%, because these equities, man, some of these big equities are down 25, 30%, like nothing.
Apple, Netflix, Amazon, yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. So the yen, what do we think of the yen? We're almost at 114 in the yen again, man.
I like the U.S. dollar yen bull right now.
Okay.
I think it's definitely going to keep on pressing it. The Nikkei, right now, the Nikkei and the S&P is getting a nice bounce. I think it's going to keep on pressing, especially with the dollar bull in place. How can you fade it? But like I said, with the speech today, if you were to get some kind of negative indication about our stress test with our banks, that would probably give you a quick little jitter to have a little sell-off in the dollar, which would give the yen a boost, but I don't see it coming otherwise. I think you're going to see newer highs and pressing the yen for the next couple sessions. Yeah, so this is going to get interesting coming in the year end. They slammed gold yesterday. Now, they didn't have a lot of volume, but they got that down pretty good. 1212 was laying out there. Looks like it's going to go after the 1200 again.
It's quite a number, I know.
So they're selling gold and buying Bitcoin.
Yeah. Good luck with that one, man.
Right.
It was intriguing. I mean, it's like looking at this Bitcoin. Even yesterday, I was looking. I says, you know what? There was and this is where it's contrary, folks. But there was enough headlines everywhere that Bitcoin, you should have, and it did get a little bounce. It was like everywhere yesterday. That's the end of the world on Bitcoin. It's like, okay, it's time for a bounce.
Right.
And you can see, one of the public companies, Galaxy, folks. They come out this morning. They lost 136 million. Trading Bitcoin this year.
We just took a 50% haircut in the last 2 weeks, let alone what it's done this year.
Well, they're a market maker. I mean, but what's funny, Teddy, is that even when market makers, it's like they all need bull markets, man. We all need bull markets. Well, that's the reality.
To be a market maker going from 20,000 to 3,000, right? That's tough life.
And now you have the institutions that are getting involved.
Right. Right.
That's what's going to be very interesting to see how this pans out, because, I mean, we all know that when the institutions just get behind an IPO, what happens to it?
Oh, big time. So, big time. And there's so many different ways to arbitrage the Bitcoin market. Some of them will be right, some of them will be wrong, and we're at the big, we'll see whether we're at the beginning of a few more blow-ups out here.
Yeah.
Traded derivatives.
Yeah. Oh, man. You talk about a little leverage, man. Leverage beyond belief. Listen, folks. Forex-trading-unlocked. You can check them out every trading day. You can check them out right here. Wednesdays, 40 past the hour. Teddy, you have a great one, safe one. Stay warm, man. We look forward to speaking to you next Wednesday.
Next week.
Thank you,
Take
man.
care.
Thanks, Teddy.
Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back. We have the Dow up 141, NASDAQ up 16, S&P's up 4.5. We'll come right back.